Hey guys, we're starting the live feed now, so you all are a part of this, but everybody's still milling around getting their food and drinks and grabbing their seats, so it's going to be a few more minutes. Just bear with us. You'll hear some background noise for a while, and then we'll get everything started. Thank y'all. Thanks for your patience. How are you? Josh Lawson, I've met you before, so I don't know where. Thank you guys for coming. How you doing? I'm Josh.
Is there some like football in your way? What are you talking about?
Can you sit down in the front, please? If you have your attention, we're going to go
go ahead and open up. It is a brand new day. God is doing amazing things through the middle of who we are and everything that's going on and need to know. And we so appreciate you coming and showing up so we can talk about everything God's got in store. How many are already being blessed with just community fellowship, everything we're rolling in, rocking in, what God may have. We ain't seen nothing yet. God's got so much more in store for us. It's just going to be a good night. So would y'all just join me and open it up in prayer? Father, we love you, Lord Jesus. We thank you, Lord God. This family, Lord God, this business, Lord Jesus, Father, even more than that. Father, in many ways, this ministry, Lord God, what you've raised us for. Father, already blessing people and working in certain ways, God, and doing things in such life. Father, we believe the things that we're going to announce and talk about tonight, Lord God, will take it even farther. So, God, tonight we commit our ways to you, Lord Jesus. We commit our thoughts to you, Lord. Father, as we walk as a Christian organization, Lord God, we believe you guide us. As you already have up to this point, there's no way we could be where we are without you right now, Father. So, Lord, we right now commit everything to you that you lead us in every other step. That, Father, we might make full use of the talents and the gifts you've given us, God, to do all that you've done. We love you, Lord. We thank you for, Father, for victory through this night, God, through our lives and through everything we speak of today. In the mighty matchless name of Jesus Christ, we pray. Everybody said? Amen.
Okay, can you hear me?
Sorry.
Hello? I'm not loud, so I need a mic.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Okay, hi. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you guys being here tonight. When I look at all of your faces, I'm truly honored and humbled. I know some of the struggles. I can see individuals that we have had, everything from cards to commission statements to direct deposit numbers. As we grow, it seems like, because of the volume of people that come in, it just seems like it is an overwhelming amount of work. And we so desperately, Josh and I so desperately wanted to be able to take this to the level that it needs to be at with just the both of us. But you guys outworked us, and it was very difficult to keep up with you all. You all had amazing appointments. You had incredible networks that we didn't realize were out there. And before we knew it, Josh and I were doing 5, 10 meetings a day, saying the same thing over and over again. And it just became an overwhelming, daunting task. And you guys have been incredibly patient. I could not have imagined us growing as quickly as we grew. There is not one thing, and all of you know this, you know that we're people of faith. And you know that everything that has happened with Need to Know, from the inception to where we are right now, it has happened as a direct reflection of God just literally dropped it on our laps. And we're going to give him all the credit for it, but he just doesn't ever cease to amaze us about knowing how desperately we all need to grow. About a month ago, I guess yesterday was just about a month ago, I had made a card, and all of us know about our card. And I'm not going to try to tell you about Need to Know. You all know about Need to Know, so I'm not going to try to tell you about the business. But I had made a card, and to show you how effective these cards are, I had made a card about this resort to sell it. And I'd sent it out to about 15 friends, and one of them was a couple named Molly and Barry, who I've known for a very long time, and said, I cannot do Need to Know and keep up with this place. I need to sell this place. So I texted to a bunch of people, and it was on Friday, and I went to Victoria, and Saturday she texted me. She said, I think I got a guy that wants to see your place. And she said, I've been talking to him, and he's got a real heart for veterans, but I think he just wants to see your place. And I went, well, I'm not there. I don't know. I may change my mind. But she goes, well, we got your card. Can I send it to him? I go, okay. Well, you can send it to him. I was having seller's remorse. And she said, well, he wants to come tomorrow. And I said, I'm in Victoria. I'm not going to come home to do that. But I came home early on a Sunday. And on Monday, this man shows up on my porch, literally dropped on my porch. And great guy. Instantly knew that there was something different about him. Had a tremendous heart. And we walked the whole property with my friends that brought him. And he began to tell about his heart. And you know us, we're a sucker. If you've got a serious conviction that God's laid something on your life, you've got our attention. It just is who we are. And he began to tell them about the veteran program. And at that point, I had never heard of Kentuckiana Jones. I did not know what that meant. And then I really quickly began to tell about what he does on the side. And then he began able to share his vision. And I said, at the end of it, now I'm thinking he's there to buy this resort. And at the end, sitting with Molly and Barry, I said, I can help you. He was trying to get the word out about his veterans. And he goes, yeah, sure, you can help me. I go, no, really, I can help you. Just let me show you. And so to make a long story short, I showed him a little of what we do. And I think, and the rest is history. I have come to know this man very well in the last 4 weeks. And there is not anybody that I could think that God could have picked up and dropped on my porch that would have fit all of us any better. He truly has a heart like we have. He is extremely capable, and this is a very difficult transition for me to step down and not control. But it's a necessary one, and it's necessary for you all. You guys have entrusted the last 6-8 months of your lives to us in this vision, and I can't do it without what he's bringing to the table to take it to this next level. So, in saying that, as hard as it is, I'm going to pass the torch of actually the day-to-day operation of Need to Know, and we'll take a back seat, which, 2 things. It frees me up to do more sales calls with you all, and it gives me time to go shopping with the girls. So all the girls say yay. Yay! So the boys will control it for a while. We'll see how that works. So anyway, with no further ado, I want to introduce to you guys your new COO. I would say Kentuckiana Jones, but he's Michael Tuck Jones.
Test. Well, it's all right. We're going to Okay. Can you hear me okay in the back? Let me get this thing situated. I'm the man that they dropped on her porch. So, for better terms of describing this, and what Lori has told you is pretty much correct. And the truth about it is, we came here looking at the property for our veterans mission, and God works in sometimes mysterious ways that we don't understand, and God quite often will give you what you need, not what you always want. There's a big difference, and what it is that you want is not always what it is that you need. But at the end of the day, there's no doubt in my mind, coming here to the Serengeti was God sent. I believe that from my heart. I'm very, very excited to be part of your family and your team, because we are a family, the Need to Know family. I have a corporate background. I've been on some television shows. I'm filming on some shows. Kentuckiana Jones, Extreme Treasure Hunter, honors veterans. I'm very devout for the veterans across America. They're dear to my heart, and we're very serious about changing America back to the center. We're very serious about redefining in America what a hero is. We're very confused right now. I'm not going to get on with my veteran speeches right now, but I do want to give you a little bit before we start talking about the structure of Need to Know. I want to give you a little bit of my background and what brought me here and where we're going. And Need to Know is going to be part of that process as well, which makes me warms my heart. I would not have done this and was not looking for a job. I've got plenty of things going on, but I'm also a person that can recognize opportunity when I see it. And Lori, when we were walking the property that day, she's like, I got something that can help you. And I thought everybody else does too. I hear it everywhere I go. And, we've got this thing, you've got to see it. I thought everybody else does too. And I've seen all the mouse traps, folks. I've seen all the mouse traps. And there's a lot of bad mouse traps out there. And in fairness, when I met Lori, I thought, what a sweet lady. You can see it all over. You can see it in her eyes. Just a sweet lady. But I thought, she thinks she's got the best mousetrap like everybody else does. I've been all across the world. I've been 260,000 miles over 28, 29 months driving across America to the Veterans Mission, over 300,000 miles flying. My home is in Kentucky, but thanks to some folks here that's dear friends of mine. I've been here on the art deal in Texas. I've been here for several years on and off. But I'm really starting. I got Texas license plates 2 weeks ago, is what I'm trying to say. And these are some dear friends of mine over here, Charles and Bobby Troyce. They're family to me. We've been doing some things together the last year or so with an art deal. And at times that art deal from the Vaselli family out of Italy, which is a big art deal, and that's part of the reason I've been here. But the reason I've been here with that art deal is, again, because of the veterans. Because I was trying to put together a package for the veterans and a property and these type things. And Bobby and Charles will tell you it's been a tremendous, interesting, painstaking, and fun ride. When you're dealing with art, it's not easy, but we're getting there. And I now know from my heart, I'm sure that this art deal that we've had going, which is going to go down somewhere in the near future, which is going to help the veterans program as well, but I'm sure that that art deal that we've been working on has been dragging on to bring me here. I believe that from my heart. So in saying that and getting here, Lori took me in that day into her office over here, and Barry and Molly was with us, and she said, "Now just take a look at this." And because she's so sweet and so nice, I thought, I'm going to look at it. Oh, okay. And we went into her office, and she pulled up the need to know card. And quite honestly, I'm sitting here and I'm going, okay. And I'm looking at it, and she goes, well, this and this, and we'll do this and this. And that quickly, in about 30 seconds, I was like, wow. I mean, I literally was knocked back, just like every one of you is knocked back when you see it, when you become an account executive, just like everybody you present it to is knocked back. And at that point, I thought, she does have the greatest mousetrap. She does. Do you have the greatest mousetrap, or do you? Yeah. So, I looked at what she had, and I'm nudging Barry over here, and I said, oh, my Lord, Barry, this is crazy. I mean, I've never seen nothing like this. And I said to Barry at that time, I said, Barry, I said, this is serious. This is a very serious technology tool that whoever thought of it, I don't know why they thought of it. Now I know that Josh, the brainchild of it, along with Lori, he's told me the story of that coming on and everything, and remarkable. And so we evolved into, to kind of get you guys on how we got here. I can see y'all better now. What a pretty crowd. So we evolved into that we were going back and forth on the property, talking about the property, the Veterans Mission, and then Lori's like, oh, I can help you in the Veterans Mission. Well, I know Mayor Ivy, and I know this person, I know this person. I thought, well, this lady's connected like I've never seen. And before we're even talking about that, Kentucky Anna Jones is going to be involved in Need to Know in a COO position. She's opening her heart up and helping the Veterans Mission. I'm very passionate about the veterans of America, the Veterans Mission. And we'll get to talk more about that in times down the road. We're going to get to Need to Know in a second. But it amazed me, her giving heart and opening doors for me with nothing expected. And so I was around here for several days, seeing your meetings, sitting in your meetings, watching. And then I've got an old corporate background. I worked with Fruit of the Loom Corporation. There's a Fortune 200 company. And I was in a period with Fruit of the Loom where they were expanding directly. I had a staff of a management staff of several hundred that reported to me, about 1,000 to 2,000 altogether across 3 countries. And over the company, about 44 to 50,000 people that we worked with. So I understand corporate. And I understand how you develop corporate. They were developing a distribution side of the company. They were turning over 80-some% turnover. They called me because I was a private recruiter, which is something else that's going to help us here in the future. And the industry average was 16% turnover. Fruit was turning over 80 to 90%, $30 to $40 million loss a year. And they came to me and said, you've been recruiting for us for years. I recruited physicians, CFOs, CEOs, doctors, lawyers, high-end management, these type of things. After we had done that for them for years in my private company, they asked me to come on in a director's role and then over the distribution side of the company across 3 countries. And from that, by the grace of the good Lord, we got that number in 4 years down to 8% turnover from 80-some%. We're saving $30 to $40 million in turnover. And so we were building distribution centers out of the country and in the country. So I was involved in that. So I understand the corporate structure and all aspects of it. And so after sitting in meetings and such, trying to work on to see if we get a property deal, watching what's going on, Lori asking me, what do you think? What do you think? And I kept saying, you got the greatest mousetrap. You got the greatest mousetrap. Here's where the problem lies. So we're sitting on the porch one day after the meetings, and I thought, I just got to come clean with her. Right, Lori? I thought, I've got to come clean with her because everything I've seen of the Need to Know family, just, I'm telling you, just overwhelmed. Christian people, godly people, hardworking people, business people, and on fire for this company. And it's hard, and this is to pat yourselves on the back. It's hard to bring together a group of people this large, which I think is about 200 account executives right now. It's hard to bring together a group of people and have this high of a quality group of people in one organization in this short period of time that Josh and Lori and Zach and Nikki and Amy and Beamer and the whole group and everybody, every one of you. So what it really got to the point with Lori and me is I was telling her, pat yourself on the back. Get your trophy. Look at your trophy. Hold your trophy up. Celebrate. Pat yourself on the back again, because what a tremendous job, and the same thing for everybody in here, what a tremendous job that every one of you have done to bring this company to this point right now, where you're at. Now, the sobering side of that is that as I stayed and watched a little longer, I realized what you all realized, and Lori realized, and Josh realized, and Josh had told me that he was praying about for the last couple of 3 months. This is to take nothing away from any of you, or Josh, or Lori, or Zach, a whole bunch, is that you were stuck in mud in the same spot every week, right? Am I right? You're right. You're right. Okay. Now, so you were stuck. And you were so stuck that you would come in here, and we call it selling air. We call it selling vapor. And in the technology sector, that's what they call it. So I'm not a technology guy. I'm going to tell you, I'm an amateur there. There's plenty of things that I stink at. That's one of them. But I didn't come here to be the IT guy. I came here to organize this company, get it where it needs to go. At that, I'm really good at it. And that's not bragging, it's just a fact. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Now, in saying that, I told Lori, I said, I've got a feeling, Lori, that every time you come together in these meetings on Mondays and Wednesdays and whatever it is, and you're sitting here with your account execs, and everybody's like, I've got this account that's 10 million customers. I've got the Republican National Convention. I've got the Miss Texas. I've got the Miss America. I've got whatever it is. I've got the MENA group, okay? That everybody's excited. Wow, look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. But you know what's tough about that? You guys all know what's tough about that. What's tough about that? You can't spend those numbers. You can't spend that vapor. You can't pay a payroll, a salary. You can't buy a house with them. To that point, as great as the product is and was, is that until it starts generating money, you're heading in a bad direction. Am I right or wrong? Right on. Now, in saying that, I can't tell you how thankful that I am to be here. And I can't tell you how thankful I am to the Lord above for bringing me here. I can't describe to you the pride that it gives me to be in this organization at this time with the kind of people that I see around me. It's hard to find. We're going to be successful. Does everybody believe that? We're going to be so successful. We're going to be the greatest launch since Apple in 1979. I believe that with my heart. I don't do anything, period. And nobody in this room should do anything, period, that you don't do with your whole heart, that you're passionate about. I'm passionate about Need to Know and the family Need to Know where we're going. So I'm all in. And I'm the kind of guy, when I'm all in, you'll know I'm all in. And I'll fight for our people. I'll fight for our company. We will fight, because let me tell you something else. If you think with what we have in our hands right now, if you believe for 1 second that they're not watching us right now, you're wrong. If you don't think there's somebody out there right now that's sitting trying to get on our mousetrap and do one little change to it so they can beat us to that racetrack to get to that finish line, if you don't think that's going on, you're wrong. So I'm sitting out there talking to Lori, and I'm saying, I've got a feeling, Lori, when I was talking about like Lawson, I've got a feeling that you're all excited after every meeting, and that all the people leaves. And then you go to your bedroom, and you're all excited, and it's getting later at night, and you're like, I'm at the same place I was last week. We're still talking about what's going to happen. We're still talking about what we're going to do. We're signing up new customers, but we haven't brought that money in. Am I right or wrong? Has everybody felt like that in this organization? So that's not saying anything bad whatsoever. It's just that we need a corporate structure. We need to have a plan of where we're going. We need to have a structure of where we're going. We need to give to the technology sector across America and across the world. We need to cast that shot that says, we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay. You come for us, we're fighting. We're going to be the greatest launch since Apple in 1979. We need to let the technology sector know across the world. No offense to Lori, no offense to Josh, Zach, Nikki, Amy, Beamer. We need to let the technology sector know across the world. I don't mean this as a negative towards Lori. This is not a mother and two sons. Because if they keep thinking this company is a mother and two sons, they're going to pound hard and fast. Am I right or wrong? Yeah. So we need to start putting together a corporate structure, which is what we've been doing the last week or two. We need to take in place, get funds in place so that we can have a corporate structure. We do not need to operate from a shoestring budget. We've got too good of a product to operate from a shoestring budget. And again, I'm not kicking on anybody, Lori, anybody. The thing that I like about Lori is her drive and determination and her pride. Would everybody agree in here? She's a very determined grand sales lady. As is Josh. Give Josh a hand. What a great young man. Zach, that's off in California. He's not hands-on right now, but he's just like Josh. And so, again, that trophy I was talking about is love it, kiss it, hold it up, put it on the mat, and get it out of our way. Because we're in the major leagues now. What you were doing up to now was single A, double A, 4A. Now we're in the major leagues. And in the major leagues, we're going for the world championship. Does everybody in there want to be a world champion? It's what we're going to be. It's what we're going to be. Now, the veterans program that I talked about a while ago, it's for another day. We'll talk about it. It's my heart. But I'm even that much stronger for Need to Know because I know it's their heart. And we're going to be so prosperous with this company that we're going to help veterans across America like it's never been helped before. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'll give you that speech some other time. But that's dear to my heart because that's what I'm about. So I decided combining Need to Know and the Veterans Mission and what I'm doing together was a good fit because we had the same vision. That's why I'm here. Now, in saying this, Lori had a very difficult time. This guy fell on her porch with a big thud, all 230 pounds, boom. And then he comes along and he starts telling her these things. She's very intelligent. She already knew, but she didn't want to hear because that same pride and drive and determination that she has, which is going to help this company go to where it's going, was also working against her. Sorry, Lori. Yeah, it's not a knock on Lori because it's amazing the product that we have that Lori and everybody brought together here. That's huge. So when I told her this, when we were on the porch, and I said, you got to get a corporate structure. You got to get funding in place, and you could see her. You know, we had the board meeting, Josh. We're sitting there with Nikki and Josh and different ones. And I said, we've got to get a corporate structure. We've got to get funding in. She walks off. She walks over the window, and she's going. And you see her sitting over here, and she's like. And then Nikki says to me, you're about to make her mad, Tuck. And I said to Nikki, Nikki, I love her to death. She's a sweetheart. I don't care. I respect her, but I don't care because when I was at Fruit of the Loom, I used to tell the management staff at Fruit of the Loom, I had a large group that reported directly with me. They didn't work for me. They worked with me. I'm the COO now of this company. Need to know. It's just a title. Josh is VP. Lori's CEO. Zach is VP. We've got a bunch of more titles I'm going to talk to you about in a few minutes. Just a title. We're working with each other. Nobody works for anybody. You understand? We're not kings. We're not queens. We don't have paupers. We don't have servants. You want to be American history? You want to be the most prosperous technology sector through the tech sector company that's ever been in the history of America? You listen to what I'm telling you. We're one. Together we can. We're no stronger, as need to know as a family, as a group, we're no stronger than that one weakest link in our chain. That one weakest link is what we got to go look at. Because that's the one that breaks apart and everything falls apart. You understand what I'm saying? Does everybody agree that we're working with each other? We're one. Okay. In saying that, I'm going to get into some of the guts and the bits and pieces of what we've been doing, which is what you want to know right now, and what we've accomplished over the last couple of weeks. At this point, before I do that, is there anybody who wants to ask me any questions before I start talking about the corporate structure of Need to Know? Feel free to. If there is, if not, I'll ask you again at the end. There's some things I'm going to tell you that Josh might overlap with. There's some things I'm going to tell you that Josh can tell you better than I can because he's the technology guy, way more experienced than I am. I'm going to talk about them, though, and he'll reiterate more on that to greater detail. So, is there any questions right now? Is there any statements? Yes.
Yeah, we have some new guests in the room. If you could just take 2 minutes, just briefly kind of introduce the car so that they know.
I will handle that in just a second.
Josh is going to do that when he gets up here. We sure will. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. I'm sorry? Okay, about the place, the property, because of where we're going and what we're doing, we decided this property needs to stay as part of Need to Know. It's not going to be sold. Part of the funding that we're putting together is going to be combined together as the Tuckiana Jones Veterans Center and the Need to Know group, and I'll tell you about it in a minute, we're looking at office space in San Antonio for our corporate staff in the real near future. As we're putting together funding, we've been out talking with funding groups and this type of thing. Let me assure you of this. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen. We've got to have funds in order to be successful and go where we're going. We can't do it on a shoestring budget. What I was talking about a while ago, Lori from her heart wanted to do this and never acquire any funds anywhere, which is amazing how far that she's made it. Folks, we can't compete with the big boys on a shoestring budget. No matter how good our product is, we can't compete with the big boys on a shoestring budget. So part of our funding, we put together projections, we put together corporate structure, we put together corporate departments, these type things. And part of the package that we put together, I'm not going into the details of that today, we decided that this needs to stay as part of the company as well as some other things we're going to do in San Antonio. It's a good question. Is that good? All right, in saying that, I'll grab my notes. I don't really speak from notes. I speak from my heart. I got a lot of notes in the last week or two. But as the first thing we had to do is we had to determine in our corporate structure, and we're still writing as far as business plans, these type of things, it takes time. But in front of the corporate structure, I started hearing about what the side effects was, what wasn't going right. And I think everybody in this room is going to agree. One of the things that was becoming very disappointing is you were going out and selling vapor and air, and which, by the way, don't feel bad about that, because in the corporate world, I've done a lot of investigation study and talking to people. It's very common for a technology sector company to sell their product before they have it ready to go. As a matter of fact, it's more the norm than it's probably 75% of the time. Major technology launches and corporate companies in the technology sector businesses will sell fluff in the air before it's even out there. So don't feel bad about that. You've done a tremendous job. When we ran the numbers on what you folks have already sold, it's astounding. It's unbelievable. It's another reason I was very amazed at what you've done. Then we ran numbers at 100%. If this happens 100%, which you never get 100%, 50%, if this happens at 50%, then we ran the numbers at 10%. If we get 10% of the business right now, the top 7 that you went out there and sold and put together, we're a major corporation. And we will get 10%, folks. And I'm not going to get into the dollar numbers of that, but at 10%, we can fight with any major corporation trying to dip into Need to Know as far as our corporation. And so I like when I see a business plan like that, because the odds are way in your favor. If you had a Major League Baseball player and they say he's hitting 1 out of 10, 100, you're going to send him home. He won't even go to the minor leagues. He's going home because he's terrible. But when we look at ours, which is not what our goals are at all whatsoever, we're aiming high. We're aiming at 100%. But when we look at our corporate structure and the sales that's already out there, what we have going on, we wanted to know what's the worst case scenario. We said the worst case scenario is it just flashed back in our face and we close 10% of what we've got sold. Where are we at? We're in the driver's seat. So, folks, I'm telling you, be patient. Not as patient as you've been in the past, but be patient because it's going to happen. And it's going to happen a whole lot quicker than what it was going to happen 2 or 3 weeks ago. I can promise you that. Now, what we done is we decided that although Lori tenses up and, I don't want to borrow nobody's money, and we got to use other people's, and she growled. And one time I started to run up and hide my truck for about 10 or 15 minutes because I thought, and I was like, Josh, does she own guns? So, does she own guns, knives, or how hard does she punch? So, but what happened was, as respect to Lori, and I'm going to tell you is, that takes a lot to turn loose. As a matter of fact, we watched a show this last week. What was the name of that show that was on the movies? What was it? The Intern. Did anybody want to watch that? When I watched that show, a little bit I was thinking of Lori. So, because it was that let go, and it's hard when it's your baby, and she wanted to be, and Josh was already to the other side. We got to get funny, Mom, right, Josh? And so you got this mother and son, and he was telling me earlier the only time he's ever been knocked out in his life was when he was 14 years old by his mom. So I won't tell you why, but I thought I loved that firefighter. When Josh was 14, he came home, and I won't get the details, but she knocked him out. And he loves her to death for it today. So, yeah. Now, in saying that, she really had a struggle. So we wanted to do projections of that 10%, 50%, 100%, where we're going, this type of thing. And we're real pleased when we did, because that was only on 7 or 8 companies, and we've got about 70 or 80 right now signed up. So, folks, the future's bright. We've just got to get our structure together, keep our focus in line, and get us there. And we're going to do that. And we're going to do it in a corporate way. Going back to those meetings a while ago that I was talking about, a CEO and a VP, and I love all you folks to death, and I love to BS and talk about all this, the food, the fishing, the latest whatever. But at the end of the day, you don't need a CEO and a VP and this type of thing sitting in meetings for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. There's a lot of other things they need to be doing, and it's called busy work. And in the corporate structure and corporate setting, busy work won't pay the bills. So what happens is you start getting a false security with busy work, and you start getting a false sense of everything's going to be okay when it ain't going to be okay, because that busy work will just spin you out of control. So I went over to Integritas, great people, the owner of Integritas, Paulo and Ralph, and some of those guys that's been working with our backside and our mobile app and all this type of thing. And what I started to tell you a while ago that I didn't finish it on, I was trying to figure out where the problems are, and they were saying, we had a deadline, they didn't make it. We had a deadline. Well, every time you have a deadline and they don't make it, you guys sold something and told the people you sold it to, we're going to launch this out on this date. What happens? You lose some credibility. So this was a major, major issue, right, Josh? A major issue. So one of the first things I addressed, and I like to kid around and have fun, and I like to have fun, folks. I'm very serious about anything I do. I do it with all passion, all heart. But I think you got to have fun too. So I went over to Integritas after I talked to Josh and I talked to Lori, and I gave them my Godfather routine. Hey, yeah, I understand you're not giving my man Josh any respect. I'm going to bring Don Corleone over to see you. We got to talk. Now, so I didn't do it like that. Anyways, but I went in there to get their respect. And great people, I'm not running them down. They're a very qualified company, so don't take it in any way I'm running them down, but they don't understand or didn't understand our sense of urgency. That was the first mission that I had coming in to see officer. So I went over their visit. I brought my case in, boom, sit down. They come, we'll show you around here. Let's get you something to drink. I said, I'm here for business. No, here for business. Let's go sit down. And I sat down with them. And basically what I said to them, and you'll like this, I think, is I said, guys, we love you to death. I've checked you out. You're from Michigan. You used to work for the largest electric firm in the whole United States. You was assistant to him with the largest electric company in the United States. You worked with Amazon. You worked with American Airlines, American. So I investigate stuff, see. I had my guy that investigates me to check them out. And I walked in, I said, you're definitely qualified. You're who we need to get us there, but you're not meeting your deadlines. And I said, it's kind of like the White House. I don't think I told Josh this. I said, it's kind of like the White House. I want a red phone sitting on this table. And when Josh Lawson calls you, you better answer. You better tell him, everybody in this place, it's kind of like the old commercials. When E.F. Hutton speaks, what happens? People listen. And I said, when Josh calls, you better listen. And I'm being nice. I really am. I said, because at the end of the day, you're not respecting us. You've ran up quite a big bill here working on the backside of need to know. You've told us you'll meet deadlines. We're nowhere near it. The mobile app needs to be here because at that time we thought we were going to Baltimore and needed that mobile app, which has ended up being a better thing. But I said, I don't need to hear what you can't do. I want to hear what you can do. We're here to date you. We want to date your company. And if the dating goes good, we hope to get engaged to you. If the engagement goes good, we hope to marry you. But we don't want to marry you. We're going to have to divorce you. You understand? And I said, so can you produce and do what it is that we want? I didn't tell that, did I, Josh? Can you produce and do what we need so we can go sell our product? We've got on the books right now major contracts that our account execs have busted their butts on and are frustrated because we can't go through the process for them to get paid. Am I right or wrong? Right? And so I said, you want to make a one-time fee? Or do you want to marry? Need to know. Because we're fixing to put in place a corporate structure we're working on. And believe me, I'm a past executive recruiter. I was with a Fortune 200 company when Warren Buffett did his acquisition over. And I can promise you, I can replace you. I don't want to because you seem like nice people. While I was sitting there, I get a text from Josh. He's like, I don't know what you're doing. Keep doing it. They had another guy popping in there. It's like, we're on it, Josh. Run it, Josh. Run it, Josh. So what happens from that is, and you'll be glad to hear this tonight, is in very quick fashion, I mean, they literally was wearing Josh and Lori out. Were they or were they not?
Still are.
I mean, boom, 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 calls. Okay. So now they understand that need to know is in it to win it. And he told me this story sitting in there. He goes, you know, Tuck, you seem like a nice guy. And I said, I'm a nice guy, but I'm serious business. He goes, most of these technology companies, they just flop. And I said, we're not most technology companies. He said, they'll get a CEO that wants to just run it and won't get no help. And I said, we have help. And I gave him the background, told him what we're doing. I said, we're in it to win it. We'll be the greatest launch since happened in 1979. What else are you going to tell me? And he goes, you think you got the greatest mousetrap? And I said, I know we've got the greatest mousetrap. He said, we don't think so. This was the owner of the company. Well, I was offended. He said, we don't think you've got the greatest mousetrap. We like what you have, but it's simple to us. For great technology minds, the senior technology owners, we think it's simple, so we don't think it's the greatest mousetrap because it's too simple. And I said, now you want me to give you the other side of that, sir? I said, that's why I love it, because it's simple. And I said, I'm not trying to sell you. Need to know. We're trying to sell to all of the world and all of America, and 99% of America is like me in the technology sector. We're simple. So you just made me feel better about what we got, because now I know we've got 99% of the country's going to love it just like I love it. He backed up and he goes, you're right. That's what he said. He said, you're right. And I said, now what's bothering you, Paul? Good guy again. He's a great guy. I'm not running him down. We just had to kind of posture ourselves. And he goes, I'm kicking myself in the ass that I didn't develop this thing. That's what he said. He said, I'm so frustrated that as smart as we think we are, that they came up with this and we didn't. And I said, simple. And he said, I'll admit, you've got the greatest mousetrap. Do y'all believe we've got the greatest mousetrap? Hold your hands up. Right? Right. Now, in saying that, I said, back to the subject matter. We need our backside. We needed our backside 4 weeks ago when you promised to Josh and them and Lori and they told their account execs that we had our backside, and you're making them lose credibility, not because they don't know what they're doing. You're not performing your job. Now, in fairness to him, he's been tremendous ever since. And he is a first-class guy. We just had to get his attention along with his staff. Josh will be up here in a few minutes to talk, and he's going to show you what's happened since then. And that's not patting myself on the back. I'm here as a team member working with all of you to be a team. I'm the COO. It's just a title. I want us all to celebrate and have victory celebrations and have picnics and lunches, our corporate lunches. I want us to be able to go out and be proud that we're making so much money in this company, not because we're greedy and want to be kings and queens, because we want to provide a better life for our families and the people around us and our friends, but we also want to be proud that we work so hard and we can go out and make a difference in this world, a difference in America, with the veterans, with the hungry, we're a godly company. With back here, we have a great preacher with us. That's a godly man and a godly leader. Our director of outreach, Warren. Give Warren a hand because we need him here. So we will, as a family, as one, as a whole, take this thing to where it's supposed to go. Now, what I'll tell you about the backside, and Josh will get onto this more because I want to tell you about the job titles and the departments we put in place, is that the backside is in place. Can I hear your hands on that? How important is the backside of this? You know what that means? We're fixing to start cashing in. Now, the mobile app, I wish I could tell you it's ready right now, but I'll tell you they are strong, hard, and daily, 7 days a week working on it. And the way we decided to handle the mobile app, because the mobile app is not the only thing intended to bring, we can bring the money in on 90% of our customers by having the backside. The mobile app, we're going to present the mobile app out in pieces, we've decided, because we want to keep that thing called Mojo going. Y'all know what Mojo is? We want to keep that momentum moving forward. So we're going to get this backside. They've been testing since last Tuesday. And Josh will tell you more. He's got a presentation of 13, 14 minutes. He's going to break apart for you. We've got some testing to be finished late tonight that we've got to take care of over the next day or two, but we'll be able to actually move forward with this backside and start moving towards our customer base, which I'm going to explain to you that with our customer department shortly. So it's been a long time coming. I felt your pain. I've seen your pain, but it's not, again, because of Tuck. It's because of a great team here. I've seen your vision. All I've done is got their attention to get them to do what they're supposed to do to begin with. Okay? Now, in saying that, the mobile app is what we're hoping to do with that and going to do over the next 30 to 90 days is piece it out a piece at a time. We're going to have the backside moving forward. We're going to have the corporate structure set, and we're going to come in with this is going to be this part of the mobile app. So you can tell as account execs to your customers, our backside's here. They're finishing testing this week. We're ready to go. Okay? And then you can tell them as we come out with the mobile app, there's going to be all kinds of other great bells and whistles, okay, that's going to be coming behind. Every so many weeks, we're going to introduce. Here's this week. 3 weeks later, here's this. 3 weeks later, do y'all agree with this? Is it good? Don't ever agree with me if you don't. And I think I mentioned it to you earlier and such, is that I want people around me that will tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. And like I think I touched on a little bit earlier, when I was at Fruit, I told my management staff, I said, if you ever, I don't cuss a lot, folks. I'll just say this. I told them in the big meetings, you ever kiss my butt, I'll fire you. I need people around me that's smarter than me in a lot of areas. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm good at. I know what I stink at. I can't do everything. Lori can't do everything. Josh can't do everything. None of us in here. But together, we can. Do you guys agree together we can? Are we starting to feel like we're fixing to take this by the throat again? Yeah. All right. Amen. Amen. All right. Now, let's talk about the corporate structure. We put together a corporate structure, and in that corporate structure, we needed to know what's real projections of what type of money we can bring in over the next 12 months. What's real we can bring in the next 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. So we know what we're operating with because we went to folks that can fund what we need to take us into the 12 to 18-month mark. We want to pretend with the funding we bring in that we're not going to make a nickel. But we want to know that our company is strong on strong grounds. And we'll keep moving forward towards where we're going if we didn't make a nickel, but we're going to make a lot of nickels. And realistically, what I believe, because you've got to go through a process, is that, and Josh, we've been talking about this back and forth, we think it's realistic for the funds from what we already have on the books to start flowing through 60 days. Is that right, Josh? Yeah, so something like that. So don't hold me exact to everything. This is still trial and error. I'm telling you, though, we're going to get there. Now, in saying that, so we're laying out to bring the proper funds in, and we're going to do that. We've already talked to people to set up the corporate structure. What the corporate structure consists of is this, and I made a little list of this so I don't miss any for you. I'll start out with this. We are, just for everybody to know, Amy's been working in the office. Where is Amy at? Back here. There's Amy. All right, everybody give Amy a hand. So Amy's a pleasant personality, just a tremendous worker, and Amy already was and still going to be. She's our office manager. Give her another big hand. I'll say this to you. We've got a lot of jobs we're going to fill. There's 10 or 12 departments that can change back and forth in this corporation. We're going to start out filling about 20 jobs, 20 positions. There's areas that we think are vital and the most important to go to first. I'll tell you why in a second. I think you'll agree. If you disagree, tell me. Okay? We need a very strong customer relations department. And I think everybody agrees with that, okay? There's going to be several people in the customer relations department. Each of our departments will have directors, then a manager or two under directors, and then representatives through there, and everyone can work their way through that, okay? Now, we're going to go inside of Need to Know to fill jobs before we fill jobs anywhere recruiting outside. I will not guarantee anybody anything other than we will take resumes from everyone. You don't have to give us anything fancy if you're wanting to work in the corporate office. You can handwrite it, your experience. Don't go spending money on a resume. I'm not interested in fluff. I'm interested in facts. You see what I'm saying? Now, so we're going to have a lot of jobs that we're going to fill. There's a few jobs we already pretty much had filled, but there's going to be a lot of tremendous opportunities. And I want you to understand, not everybody that wants a job in the corporate office is going to get one right then, but it's going to keep manifesting itself over and over. There's tremendous opportunities coming forward. And the great thing with that is, too, and correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, we've had a lot of discussion on things, so is that as an account executive, you take a job into the corporate structure of the office part of the company, then it will not restrict you from being part of what we're going to call for now a profit sharing bonus system. Okay? We're going to take of the gross proceeds of the company, and Josh, correct me if I get anything wrong, so we're going to take 5% of the gross proceeds and divide it amongst the corporate staff. And any one of the account execs that's not the corporate staff that generates at least $10,000 a month of income will be in that same pool. That'll be a profit sharing pool. Does that sound good? Yeah. Together we can. Am I right, Josh? Okay. Folks, you're talking about a lot of money. I'm not going to do these numbers tonight. I'm not. It's for another time. I don't have to do these numbers. You're smart people. You're talking about a lot of money. A lot of money. Okay? Now, there's some other pieces of that I'm not going to talk about right now. We'll do as time goes on because we're still working on it. And if you ask questions after a while, if you hit on anything else, I'll answer your question. If I know it now, if I don't, I'll tell you I don't know it. And I need to know it. Need to know it. See? So, now, Customer Relations Department will have a director, and that's going to be Nikki Lawson. He's going to be our director of customer relations. Give Nikki a hand. Where's Nikki at? Yeah. Now, and Nikki said to me when I was talking to her about this, I'm not a salesperson, Tuck. And I said, I don't want a salesperson, Nikki. I want somebody that's just steady, that can talk and relate to people that understands technology. They're already sold when they get to you. And she's already started working with this and doing a tremendous job. There's going to be a manager in that department. There's going to be reps in that department. Just be patient with us. We've got to work through it. It's my opinion, and if anybody in here disagrees with this, disagree, but it was my opinion that was one of the most vital departments that we got in place quickly with a few people. Everybody agree? And why is that? Because that's to get the money coming in. What we want is a customer relations department that can get with your account that you got, get on the phone. Hi, I'm Nikki, and I've got whoever, Sally or Ann or Joe or whatever, and we want to get you to this point on this week. We're going to finish you out from the backside of this product, and we want to set up a date to start your people paying their monthly fees and to pay their, you see what I'm saying? So does everybody agree that's the right move? We're going straight at that first because the quickest thing that we need to be doing is bringing funds into this company. So that's way up here on the list. Okay? Now, you already know that our outreach and philanthropy is one. Beamer, give Beamer another big hand because he's a lot of fun. We spoke to today, we need somebody to handle social media because we can't have a social media that had the last posting on it. Yeah, so we can't have a social media that's got the last posting on it back 6 or 8 weeks ago. We say we're a dynamic company moving forward. So just for short term, we're looking at handling that on an outreach basis with a company that does that. However, we're going to need people in the social media department. Absolutely. Okay. Now, legal department, and I'll ask this gentleman to stand up because he's become our staff attorney, and I want you to welcome him, Lewis. Where's Lewis? Would you stand up? Give Lewis a hand. We spent a lot of time with Lewis, and the thing that we liked about Lewis is he shared our views. He's a family man, a very devout husband of his wife, Donna. Give Donna a hand here. So, and, we knew after spending time with him, he shared our values, he shared our godly values, he shared our company values, and we need to have an attorney on hand at all times because it's coming, folks. So this is our man for that right now to get every department to grow. Okay? We're going to have a video production department. We're going to have an IT technical department. We're going to have an accounting department. We're going to have a marketing department, a human resources department, a production and graphics design department, a sales and training department, a quality control department, a public relations and media department, and I'm sure we're going to have more than that. But that's to give you the overview of what we put together the last week or two. Did I miss anything? Okay. Yeah. So in all of those departments, we're setting and putting together pay range and salary ranges right now. I can't share those with you today. We've talked about those. We're still working with it. I will tell you that we'll be competitive. You're not going to get rich walking in, but you're in the ground floor of a tremendous opportunity of a company that's going to be the greatest launch since Apple in 1979. Get your hands together. Right? Also, I haven't touched on, but we also are looking at it that if we have individuals becoming part of the corporate office, which somewhere in the near future is going to be in San Antonio, we'll have an office there as well as a main board office here. So most of the folks will be working out of the office in San Antonio in the near future. I'm not saying right now, I'm saying in the near future. We've got a lot of work to do. But we also don't think that we should restrict and limit our people. And again, I told you we're working with each other, not for each other. No, we're not kings and queens. We want everyone to prosper in their life. We want everybody that's a part of this organization to prosper and be able to live a good life by the income they make. We want everybody to be able to reach out and help their neighbor, help their fellow man. We want to be a company as need to know that they're going to be writing books about us in the future. Our movie will make Steve Jobs look like a joke in the next 10 years. You watch it, I'm telling you. Can I hear it again? Do you believe it? Do you believe it? Is there anybody in here that's not proud to be part of Need to Know right now? Anybody? Everybody that is proud, let me hear you one more time. All right. That kind of gives you some structure of what we're doing. I hope that I've answered a lot of your questions. There's a lot more questions going to be coming up. Have I missed anything, Lori or Josh, that I need to talk about? I probably did, but there'll be other meetings to come. I hope that it's gave you some information that you wanted to hear. I hope that you leave here tonight feeling better than you did when you come here. But I want you to leave here tonight feeling better than you did when you come here because you know we have something that's real now. It's not vapor, it's not fluff, it's not pie in the sky. They call me Tuck, the real deal. I call Need to Know the real deal. We are the real deal. Okay? What I want you to do tonight when you leave here is I want us to get back where you was a couple, 3 months ago when you wasn't getting dampened down because things weren't happening. I want you to walk back out of here with the spirit that you had 2 or 3 months ago, because you knew you had the best mousetrap, because you knew you had the best thing since sliced bread, right? Even better. So I want you to leave here tonight, when you leave here, knowing that we got your back, that we're family, that we're a team. It's not going to be easy always. It's not going to be handed to us. We're going to have to fight for it. We're going to have ups. We're going to have downs. We're going to have tough spots. We're going to have members of our team have tough things in their lives. But I want us to come together and be one. Together we can. Can I hear that from everybody? Together we can. Do we believe that?
Yes.
I appreciate very much from my heart to be the COO of Need to Know. I will do everything I can, and we will be successful. I appreciate being a part of each of you, and we are one. I appreciate the hearts, the desire, the work that you put forward to get it here. I didn't get it here, y'all got it. And I appreciate where we're going. We will be the greatest launch since Apple, 1979. Is there any questions for me? None? Good, I did a good job. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to turn the floor over to Josh, and I'm excited about where we're going. Oh, I forgot one thing. Your resumes, if you want to turn in for jobs, we'd like to have them all in by 5 p.m. this Friday. You need to put those through to Amy in the office. I just gave you a list of what the jobs are. You can touch base tomorrow. She can send you that list. You don't have to specifically say, I'm going for this job or this job. We can evaluate. I've recruited for a long time. We can evaluate and see things you might fit into if you want to be part of the corporate office. It's not a one-time deal. There's going to be continuous jobs. So what I would encourage you to do is people, if there's 10 trying to get this job and 1 or 2 gets it, the other 8 or 9, pat them on the back like you do family, and know that there's going to be more coming behind. So let's be encouraging, and let's be not jealous of each other, because we can't do what we're doing with friction from the inside. We have to be strong together. Okay? Thank you all. Yes, sir. Hold it.
Besides the Texas license plates, how soon are you going to move to Texas?
Charles and Bobby would tell you I'm in Texas. So what I'm going to do is that I'll tell you this real quick, is that I love the Texas people. I love my home state of Kentucky, but I've been all across America in all 50 states. And I can tell you there's not anything across America in any other state like Texas. And what I love about Texas is that I love the spirit of Texas. I love the drive. I love the determination. I love the fact that you had 360-some-thousand people 3 years ago said, to heck with you, if you don't straighten out, we'll be our own country. I said, hee-haw, honey. So you can read the history books, and there's a guy from Kentucky way back in the old wars. There's a guy from Kentucky that came and joined with Texans, and they won some wars because of the Kentucky guy. You go read the history books. And so maybe I'm that guy for this next go around. But I'm going to tell you this. I consider myself a resident of Texas now, sir. So I'm here to stay. So, thank you. Thank you all. So, Josh, it's yours. So, yeah.
Hello, check. Y'all hear me?
Everybody give Josh a big hand.
All right, most of you guys know me, and you know this will be brief. All right. So the 2 most common questions that I have are, 1, when is our back end going to get ready, right? Sign up. And 2, when is our video, the new promotional video? 3, when's the back end? 3, when's the back end going to be ready? Again, I'm going to share a little bit of both of those with you guys right now, if that's all right. I'm going to do this from my cell phone because it's convenient. All right, let's see. And for those watching on the live feed from around the world, you will be able to view this all on the Need to Know card that I posted Facebook today. This is our need to know corporate card. This is what we've been selling, guys, right? We sell to corporations. This is a way for you to stay connected with the people in your organization, for you to give them updates and keep them abreast of everything that's going on within the organization, right? So we figured, lead by example, we're making a need to know card. So from now on, you will be able to refer to this card for any questions that you have, any updates that we make, all of our new promotional material. There will be all the new forms and contracts and everything like that that Lewis is working on, and will all be uploaded onto this card. So you'll be able to do most of your interaction through here, obviously. If you don't get your answer, y'all know who to call. Okay, right here. Let's click on video.
We've got a problem, and it's a big one. You ever think about your business card? What does it really do for you? What happens to your business card when you set it free into the world? Does it do everything you hoped and dreamed it would do? Well, I got news for you. It's a tough world out there for the good old business card. Did you know about 10 billion business cards are printed in the U.S. every year, and nearly 27 million of those are thrown out every week? Only about 4% of cards are converted to digital information. So if someone passes that card on, loses it, or throws it out, your information is going to go right along with it. Here's the good news though. We created a new business card. A business card that will live a long and productive life. This business card is customizable, updatable, and completely interactive. First, it starts with the card and your need-to-know ID. Then you build your card starting with one of our templates, or we can custom build one for you. You will need to have all the information.
Of course. No.
You want to include on your card ready. Once your design is complete, you'll need to decide what templates you want. Things such as your website, Facebook, Twitter, email, videos, shopping cart, and more. You can even add a donate icon for those nonprofits and charities out there. Imagine a card that can be easily shared through text message, email, or any social media platform, and it's always with you on your phone. Have you recently had to change your phone number, email, or name? Well, with our new digital and updatable business cards, you'll never have to throw away your business cards again. Talk about saving money. Entries. This card can help you improve relationship branding, increase sales, and retain more customers. You can use it one-on-one or in groups. And this card is not just for you or your business. You can create a card for a specific product or opportunity. It's time to move on from you and get an interactive business card from Need to Know that you think your paper business card couldn't even do.
A big congratulations to Robert for getting that done. We're very, very, very grateful. He's actually not here today. I had to have him rush that to me. He is flying home from Canada. He's been in Canada for the past week on a shoot, so we'll welcome him back tomorrow. We will begin the process of adding this to every one of your personal business cards, or need-to-know business cards, not one for your personal business, but all the need-to-know cards. We will start on tomorrow, and it will become video one on all the need-to-know cards. And we're also, which I'll post later on tonight, there will be a version of this card that is for our account executives who do not use an account executive card, but their own personal business card, where people want information about Need to Know. You'll be able to send this card out, but it will have relevant links and promotional items, including that video as well. All right, now I've got to do some finagling here. Oh, here, let me go through this thing real quick. I'm sorry. All right, obviously this has all of our social media, our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our website. Need to Know You, the one that says you, that's where it talks about the commission structure and the website we unveiled a few weeks ago. And then You Online, obviously that is the back office that everybody's been using to sign paperwork or check up on updates. Events, we're going to be posting a calendar of events that you'll be able to check in with us and see what Need to Know is doing at all times. Not necessarily our meetings, but our individual meetings, but any meeting settings that we have or any live broadcasts that we have. Of course, for all the new people, we've got a little pin there. You can get directions to the headquarters instead of trying to call us or have Google get you lost. Of course, you can email us directly. That goes to info@need-to-know. The first address book there goes to all the corporate staff. So as corporate staff gets added, your name and your card will get added to that. Right now, I believe it's got our entire production team. Sorry. It's got our production team and I'm sure it was actually. There we go. And then, of course, the executive staff is on there as well. So if you need to reach any of us or somebody doesn't have our number, you can click on there and then get in contact with us. This little button right here, that is the antenna. That is for our live broadcast. Whenever we're doing a live broadcast, such as we are right now, we're streaming live all over the world. If you can't make a meeting, you can always just click this button from this card. It'll pull up the screen, and right there on the computer is filming this and getting it up. So you'll be able to watch it now, and we'll have it recorded and posted on Facebook, so you can watch it later if you missed anything. All right, let me go now to the back end. I'm going to talk about that for a little bit. Obviously, y'all all know this has been a tremendous struggle getting this thing all worked out, and the guys at Integritas are incredible. They're very talented, but getting their attention and getting them to move as quickly as we needed them to was kind of difficult. It was a daunting task. It was not a small endeavor. We've asked them to do much more than just a sign-up form, right? It's been the whole back end. So, in saying that, we have finally got it. I got to demo it today. It's fantastic. They've done all the testing that they're going to do. Hallelujah. It is done. They're load testing it as we speak for up to 100,000 simultaneous submissions. So that means that if every one of you in this room told 10,000 people or whatever, they would be able to handle all of those at the exact same time. Tonight at around sometime between midnight and 2 a.m., we'll be switching over to Amazon's Beanstalk servers so they can actually handle it. And then they'll be live tomorrow. And we will start linking individual cards. We have to do it in batches because it has to be done manually, every single one of those. But then after that, it's not manual anymore. And you'll be able to, at that point, after tomorrow, we'll start it. So by the end of the week, maybe by the end of the weekend, by the time you get everyone's card done, there's a couple thousand to do, obviously. But we're going to start with everybody here and you guys. We'll have it all done for you very soon. And let me open this up right here. This is the demo. It's a 13-minute video. But I'm just going to kind of skip through and show you the actual the pages of it. Let me mute this because the guy talking barely speaks English. All right, let's see. This is what it looks like, just like our sign-up form now, right? That's what they based it off of. So obviously you've got your company name, and how this works is depending on the company name, whenever you click here, like if it's Miss Texas or a company that's already sold or near him that we already have, what do they call it, templates done, it will load, depending on the company name, it will load certain templates. So it will be completely categorized by the company name. That's why it's the very first thing that you see. I'm not playing, it's just talking. So once they put in company name, you'll see a little drop-down menu. If the company's not in there, then it will load just the blank form and they can start from scratch. If the company's already in there, it will load all preloaded templates as well as some other options. So then they put in their name, email, just like you do now, all the same stuff. Oh, they're not, it's not going to link it. Hang on a second. Oh, yeah, you see how it's, all right, there we go. See where we're at now. Sorry, I got this literally 30 minutes before this presentation. I've been bugging them all day, but this has been they were working on it. They were doing the final tests of it. So, come on, man. Oh, I'm still talking about. What's that? No. What's that? Turn it off and turn it back on. No, I really don't want to do that. Let's see if it'll catch up with us. Anyway, so what you're going to do when you go through and fill out this form just like you normally would, and then it will take you to the next page. And the next page is where everything changes. At that point, it'll pull up a list of templates for you to choose from. Those templates are ones, right now they've got about a half a dozen, maybe 8 of them that are pre-loaded in there. Every custom ad that we build from this point forward will be built as a template, so you'll be able to choose from a vast array of templates. You can also choose custom, have your custom one built, and we'll be happy to build it for you custom just like we do now. But to kind of alleviate some of the delay on that, you'll be able to build your template right here on site, where you select the templates you like, you select your images you want to upload, you can crop them, change the font, change the color, add in whatever text you want to add, just like in the video it showed kind of a demo of how that worked. And let me start this over. This is driving me crazy. I don't know why I have a new service right here for some reason. And once you choose your template, oh here, now we're there. It takes you to subscription info. Skip the template. Once you choose your template, you choose your subscription info, and that is basically like you want a $10 a month card, or you want the $25 and be selected into a network. If you want to be in one of the networks in one of the cities, San Antonio or Austin, it'll let you choose wherever you want to be from that point forward. Oh, there we go.
Also pay for the card here, and I can.
Or do y'all want to listen to this?
Everything here, then go to the next step, which is choosing a template type, right? We still have a limited number of templates. We only received 4 designs from the designer, which are these here. For example, here you can choose. Let's see.
It's my phone. The Wi-Fi is not working for some reason. But anyway, he selects that picture. It goes on the template. You can change the font, change the text, however you want. Just like you build a card, like a normal paper card or anything else, you can choose the templates. And then, of course, if you want a custom card built and you want to go through that process, then we would be happy to do it, and we'll still build custom cards. Of course, that is a delay. This one right here, you have it before you ever log off. You'll have your card finished.
And Josh, this will be all available soon?
By the end of the week, we're rolling it out starting tomorrow morning. So it's coming. It is ready. It's done. This is it. It's happening. So you choose your business card and your image and all that stuff, and then when you're finished with the whole thing, your card's built. It will pop up a preview of what it looks like with your links already preloaded by what you selected on the first page, because your Facebook, whatever. You can choose anything you like. And it'll already show you exactly what your card's going to look like. You hit approve, and then you'll be prompted to pay for it, right? When you pay for it, it will automatically be uploaded onto the website wherever you chose it to be uploaded. And then you will receive a back-end login information. It'll say, your order has been confirmed, and then you will instantly receive an email that will have a link to your card and instructions on how to use it, as well as your back-end login information, where you go and you actually log into the card using your email and password. And at that point, you can rebuild the whole thing from the ground up if you want to, no charge. And you can do it all yourself right there. You can, if you have a graphic made, you can add it in. I do not know what's going on. It's driving me crazy.
Change your settings.
Stay there for a minute.
Yeah. Oh, that's the TV this time. Yeah. Anyway, that's so it's everything we said that was going to happen has actually happened. It is ready. It has taken a lot of time, but obviously you can see it's a lot of work. This is not just a normal thing. We basically put together an entire. There you go. That's what it's going to look like. The new cards actually have a different dimension, so they're taller than the old cards were. They're still just as wide, but they're actually taller. So you will be able to, when it shows up on your phone, it won't look so squished. It'll take up more of the screen. And then it gets in right here. They're talking about the subscription info and the billing and all that. And let's see. After that, you'll be able to make any changes you want, log in, log out at any time. You can even add cards. It's something we're debating right now, is if we want to give them the option to build multiple cards on the same account. So that's something we will let you know before it actually goes live. But you ought to be able to see this on a phone near you very, very, very soon, in the next 24 hours, actually. Yes, sir.
Josh, by making that card taller, and that changes dimensions, will you also just be able to see, like, your phone number and email a little bit more clearly? Because sometimes your cards, when I saw some of the cards, the print was so small,
Right.
it was hard to see.
That's exactly right. That will alleviate that problem. And of course, if you turn your phone sideways, it will scale to the full phone size as well. Jim, yes, sir.
Will we have the capability to update that?
I'm sorry?
Will we have the capability to update the existing cards that we have?
Yes, sir. Every one of your existing cards that are already out there, you'll be able to go in and completely redesign them and do whatever updates you'd like to do to them at that time. Brenda first, then you, Diane.
Yes, so with the existing card, when can we expect that you will not have a link but an actually open card?
That is a really good question, and I've seen it. It is finished. It is awesome. And I don't know if we're going to release that at the same time as this, or if we're going to wait until the app comes out. But I will tell you very, very, very soon. But I've seen they've done the demo with me and the test with me, and when you send your card, it no longer will come across as a link. It will be an actual image. So, and it will be. I promise you, it'll be as soon as possible. They're working out some licensing issues and stuff like that right now. Yes, sir.
And you said with the app upgrade, that app is already no Rolodex.
That's correct. Your app and much, much more. Phase 1 is the Rolodex. That'll be coming out. I hate to even give you guys a date on it, but it should have already been here. So it will be out very soon, and that will be where you'll be able to send your card and save other people's cards that come in, and that's where the push notifications and all that stuff will come into play. I'll talk at length about it when it gets here. Diane, real fast. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Correct. Yes, ma'am. Anything. What's that? Right. Well, it works as far as phones. Yeah, I use Safari on an iPhone because that works. That has the most functionality on them. But as far as building your card goes, I would use the computer because you'll be able to tweak your pictures much more effectively. So if you want to use a phone, you can. It'll work on the phone, but we recommend using a computer. As long as you want to make it can take under 5 minutes. There's 3 steps. Right, there's 3 steps. You've got your basic info, your card construction, and your subscription and billing. That's it. So, yes, sir, real quick.
The backtrack just a second underneath the note piece. For us, all of us at Canatech that need to know cards, all of those different things you saw on the bottom of the card you had up there, that's going to be on our card, or that's a separate need to know?
That's correct. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. That card that I showed you and the card that I posted on Facebook today, and if you text need to know to 313131, you will no longer receive my card. You will receive that card. That is the account executive card. That is our corporate card. That is how we are going to be communicating with you guys. We'll be updating you on everything that goes on with you guys. That is not to send out to potential clients. That is strictly for our use. What's that? Right. Huh? Right. So text need to know, ND2 0. You all know it. Text that to 313131, and you will receive that card if you haven't already saved it to your phone. And then now you'll be able to get the updates. You'll see all that stuff. All those links will not go on your individual cards. Some of them will, but not all of them. The video will be on every single card. That's correct. Yes, sir. Stand up.
Okay. Is this going to integrate with CRMs that are out there, or is this you mentioned the Rolodex is just independent CRM?
As of now, this is an independent CRM that operates on your phone. As far as the information being able to be transferred to another CRM, that's no problem. All those data fields will populate as they're supposed to, like it'll populate in your phone's contacts. We actually are looking forward to a meeting with Salesforce to talk to them about how it will integrate into their system as well. Larry.
So the new dimension of the card, is that eliminating the need to know banner? That was a question from the client we talked to. Is that need to know banner still be there, or is that going away?
The need to know as far as to get to the Right.
It's got the need to know banner
Right.
around the individual car.
Right. That will remain unless it is agreed upon by us and the company that wants to do it. Depending on the company, it's a negotiating piece really. A lot of the cards, like the individual business cards, we like to have that border there because it allows them to reference back and see all the other things that are in the directory. If there's a company that does not want that on there, and they either want their company name or don't want it to say anything at all, we're not opposed to it. We can accommodate that, but it's a specific request that we would have to fill.
We're gonna have a video like that, but for corporate.
Right, there's actually more to that video that will get tagged on, one for corporate, one for nonprofit, and one for individual business owners.
So earlier I showed you the card that Kevin wants. He's already paid for his card, but
Right.
now he's finally getting that. So do I wait until this is ready to go ahead and help him build it?
You can. He's got an entire image, right? He just wants to put the whole image on there. There's a template for that. All he'd have to do is upload that into that image. He's done in 5 minutes. He's got his card.
Okay, so he's already paid for his card, so if I gotta make him still pay for it again.
No, we would override that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just get with me before you do it, so we know to override it.
Yeah, okay.
Still $99.
It is still $99 right now. That's correct.
What was the question?
$99 sign up fee and $10 a month.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry guys. I knew you even told me not to forget that. I have a little surprise for all of you. With that, the new sign-up form, obviously our costs get to go down just a little bit. Well, not for a while. We have to pay this thing off, but after that, the costs will go down a little bit. But starting right now, any form that you send in, any card that is sold using your affiliate code, you'll receive a $25 sign-in bonus up front, right off the top, and then your 10% or 20% per month after that. So right up front, $25. Jim.
I think you might have said this, but companies will have the ability to decide which templates they want people within their company to be able to choose from, or will all of them show up?
No, that's correct. The actual company itself will determine, like if it's a corporate account, for instance, or when they enter their company name, it will preload only compliant approved templates that most of the time the corporations, they build their own templates. They just send them to us to upload, right? So it will preload only those selections and only let them fill in the fields that they allow. And then the company can go back and make a company-wide change, and it will affect everyone's card at once. So that is coming. Oh, by the way, the guy, Jim back there, another position that we're doing here at Need to Know, you reminded me of that, here at Need to Know is a business analyst to help us take what we have in the viewer's eye and get with our tech team and make that better. So we have a better user experience from start to finish, a better user experience for our account executives as well as our customers, where we address every little issue that we've had going along the way and eliminate them through the technology and development process. So you'll be seeing a lot of changes coming up on our websites. So don't be alarmed. Oh, also, if you go on the site in the middle of the night tonight, it may be down for about an hour while we switch servers. But then it'll be back up.
Josh, will you use to do different languages? Just English?
Yes, we're working on that right now, the different languages. That will be, we'll have to do them individually. So you've got somebody that speaks a different language, let me know, and we'll get it squared away in their native tongue.
When they start doing the different in Brazil and stuff like that, they'll be able to pull down.
Right, that's correct. You'll be able to select one.
Ready to go international?
Yes, ma'am. We're working on it now. What? Did you get your card? Need to know 313131. We just updated it, so it may take a second. I'll ask Nikki when we get to the back and we'll figure all that out. So you all will receive it, though. I promise it will come through. What's that? We good?
Josh, what's the next meeting, or that we can discuss any updates or next launches or what?
Watch the card. I'll let you know. I will let you know. We'll keep you updated of everything as it happens, and let you know of any upcoming meetings, sales, whether it be sales, presentations or account executive meetings. All good, all through. If you don't mind, Warren, will you close us in prayer?
Hallelujah. And we give how many of you not only feel so excited tonight, but so sure tonight in this room? We want to say thank you to the Lord and thank God for bringing Tuck along with us. Come on, can we give
All the people prepared the food and everything. Big hand to everybody.
I'd be greatly remiss if I did not say that, especially with everything now we've gone direction and everything. If we did not just straight out amazing. Didn't only have the brilliance to put this together with your sons a year ago around a dinner table talking about what's we're missing in society when we start to moving on that work. Well, then to let God just kind of take it. How many of us give up when things just don't exactly go the way we're thinking and just stop? And through every twist and turn and move over the last year, the Lord has stayed faithful to the vision for this. She stayed faithful to every person here that signed up to put their heart towards this effort. Has stayed faithful to keep this going, keep her heart and head, and even to the point, it mentioned, I think Lori mentioned the movie The Intern. If you've not seen the movie, it's an amazing, excellent movie. One of my favorite actors in with Robert De Niro's in it, with an amazing cast. But it's a great example, as she said, of kind of maybe what she's feeling in a certain way. All the way of not letting it go all the way to the point saying, you know what? Let's kick this thing up a notch. But without her leading, and still leading, because she's still the CEO of this company, we wouldn't be anywhere where we are. So we love you and we appreciate you. Thank you. And then secondly, in that with no small party has been a person who has wrestled with every one of our situations and with Integritas and with every deal and taking the brunt of everything day to day on the situation. Mr. Johnson. I was going to say, you've heard me talk before about what the different things that are as far as the heart of need to know. I think one of the heart of need to know, as we talk about our love, our give back, our family, is appreciation. We are the company of the callback to say, hey, I just want to tell you thank you for lunch. We are the company of the callback of, hey, I just want to appreciate you one more time. I just want to put one more thing for you. And I know that comes from this way. Did you hear how many times it was said tonight, we love you and we appreciate you? That comes from the start of this company. That the air of this company is that basic manner of what it is. Everything you've seen tonight has been the heart and basis of this company. And it's why it will be best launch since Apple of 19, whenever it was. It'll be a righteous launch that goes forward and God can bless in all the different ways that it is. So with that being said, stand and join me in the word of prayer. Father, we thank you tonight for your goodness and mercy, Lord God. We all come to you, Lord God, blessing you for what you've done, for how you've blessed, for how you've brought things to be, Lord God, for how you've opened doors that were shut, Lord God, and shut doors that we didn't even walk through. Father, how you've exactly led our lives. So now, Lord God, we give you the glory and praise, Lord God. And Father, we commit ourselves to your heart, Lord God, to your vision, Lord God. And Father, to continue, Lord Jesus, with a fire and passion in us for the things that you set in us to do. We love you, Lord. We thank you for tonight, God, for all your blessings. And we claim your victory, Lord Jesus, tonight and continue in our lives. Father, over this amazing group of leaders, this amazing group of family, Lord God, I ask you particularly, Lord God, that you would bless them and keep them, that you would make your face to shine upon them, that you would be gracious to them, Lord God, and that in every situation of their life, physical, spiritual, mental, financial, Lord God, emotional, relational, that God, you would give them your amazing peace. We ask all this in the mighty, matchless name of Jesus Christ, we pray. And everyone said, Amen. Praise the Lord.
Those of you who are still there, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you all very soon. Hope you all have a good evening.